Imperfect Gentleman with your host, the one and only Eric Mckenith. So I'm on my way right now to pick up our guest for this evening, my guy Q, aka Qpeso, and he's an up-and-coming rapper here in Atlanta, Georgia. And you know, he gonna share some good things with us this evening, man. And I just want y'all to just roll with us, hit a few corners while we talk that real, you know, conversating and ride, you know how we do. I'm listening to his album right here. It's fire, but I'll let him tell you more about it once I scoop him up and throw him in the ride with me. Okay. So y'all see I made it through traffic, and I got my boy Q here with me right now, man.
What's going on, y'all?
And we're about to, you know, just ride, man, and conversate and do what we do.
All right.
So Q, tell me, man, where you from?
I'm out of Cobb County, Georgia, man.
Cobb County?
Yeah,
Okay. Man, that's where I'm at right now, man. So growing up in Cobb County, like, you know, what was you getting into, man, as a youngster in Cobb County?
All right, so growing up, I was with my mom. My mom and dad, they separated before I was even born, so I was with my mom most majority of the time.
Okay.
And I grew up Section 8 housing.
Okay.
It was a little tough growing up because if I can remember right, we had a 1-bedroom.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And for the most part, I be sleep on the couch. As far as I can remember, I be sleep on the couch. I know it was back and forth between my grandma's house, me and my mom, to my grandma's house or something like that. But
Okay.
yeah, it was a little rough.
So you didn't have your father in your home?
It's not in my home, but you know, he was around. My father was in and out of jail though.
Oh wow.
Yeah, he was in and out of jail. He probably went to jail probably like 8 times before I even turned 10. You know what I'm saying?
Wow. And at 10 years old, did you understand what was going on when he was missing?
Not really until like towards the end when he stopped going.
Okay.
But all I remember is when he was in there, I was just missing him. I was telling my grandma, I go to my grandma's house all the time, and I'll be like, Grandma, or I call her Granny. I was like, Granny, you can call my dad, or is my dad calling us? It was something like that. But
Wow.
it was,
So you really didn't have a clue that he was actually in jail?
at first, nah, I didn't, because they wouldn't tell me.
Okay.
They wouldn't tell me. I can't remember what they would tell me, but I just know they didn't tell me he was in jail.
Okay.
Until I got a little older, and then I was able to understand, like, okay, he not coming, because he was gone for like 3 months at a time, 4 months, 5 months, half a year.
And how do you think that your father being in prison affected you as an adolescent, or did it affect you?
It definitely affected me. Me and my father, we don't really have a good relationship right now, you know what I'm saying? Man, matter of fact, this song that's playing right now, I'm actually talking about my father towards the end.
Oh, yeah. Which one is this? This Proper?
Yeah.
Okay.
It ain't nothing good to say about him. I still love him, you know what I'm saying? I still respect him, love him, but you know, like what happened growing up had an effect on me.
Yeah.
And it actually made me who I am today. So, you know, I ain't mad at it, but this is just what came out.
Okay.
You know?
So is it fair to say that he was your dad, but he wasn't a father in your life?
I would hate to say that, but yeah. I hate to say it because when you see this, you can be like, man, I hate to say it, but yeah, it's true though.
Hey, you know what? I feel you on that. Not to cut you off, but I feel you on that because my dad wasn't in my life. You know what I'm saying? I knew him. He was in the military, so he was always on the go. And I knew I got a military check once a month from him, but his presence wasn't always there, man. I got an opportunity to spend time with him every now and then on holidays or whatnot, and you know, so I understand that, man. And one of the things my father asked me, because he's dead now, he died actually a year before I got out of prison.
Oh man.
And one of his concerns was like, do you love me? And I told him I love him because he's my father.
Right.
And to be honest with you, I didn't think I was gonna take his death as much as I took it. But when he died, man, I broke down, man. I really broke down, man, because he is my father and I am of his bloodline, you know.
Right.
But yeah, and I didn't mean to cut you off, but so he wasn't in your life as he should have been because he was in prison. this is a tough question, but was he on drugs or anything?
Nah, no drugs.
Okay.
More like he was drinking.
Okay.
You know, like he still drank to this day. Probably not as much as he was before, but he still drank though.
Okay.
But I wouldn't say, man, I don't know. It's kind of complicated.
No, I feel you.
But nah, you're right though. You're right. So even when he stopped going to jail, you know, he was home.
Okay.
And he's been home for a minute. You know, it's like I'm proud of him. Like he's been home for a minute. But even when he was home, I remember I got kicked out of my mom's house. This was 10th grade year.
Okay.
I got kicked out of my mom's house, and I went to go stay with my grandma, and my dad was living with my grandma at the time.
Okay.
So my grandma, she'll be at work, you know what I'm saying? She'll come home, I see her, we'll talk, I'll go to school, come home, stuff like that. My dad was staying there, but I never seen him.
Oh, wow.
So like, he'll work late, right?
Mm-hmm.
He'll come home, and by the time he get home, I'm already in the room, sleep, because I got to get up 6 a.m. tomorrow morning for school.
Okay.
So I hear him come home, go in his room, and then that's it. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
I leave. When I leave to go for school, he already sleep, or he sleep, and I dip, and then that's just how it was for the whole year.
Oh,
it
wow.
was crazy. I see him on the weekends sometimes.
How old were you at this time?
10th grade. How old was I?
Oh, shit. Man.
I graduated 17, 10th grade.
10th grade, about 15, 16 or something like that? Yeah, man. And you know, and that's, I think, really, and I'm not saying this is your situation, but kids and young men growing up in fatherless homes, man, that affects us in so many ways, bro, because, like, I didn't learn how to tie a tie until I got out of prison.
Bro,
you know
I still don't know how to tie a tie.
And it's small things like that, though, bro, that we need our fathers for.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Simple as that. You know?
My mom, I did grow up with a stepdad, though.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
This was like later on, like, I had to be like maybe 5 or 6 when he came around.
Okay.
So he was in my life, you know.
Okay.
Salute him, like, you know, a real stand-up guy. I respect him 100%. Yeah. It was just like my dad, that relationship with my dad, it just wasn't all the way there.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So you graduate high school, correct?
Right.
Okay. And then did you go to college?
Man, I tried college 3 times. Right.
3 times.
I tried college 3 times. I didn't graduate either time.
Oh, wow.
First time I went right after high school, I went to a community college called Chattahoochee Tech in Marietta.
Okay.
Some of y'all might know that. I went there, and then I left, but I didn't leave college. I transferred actually to Athens Tech. I was out there with my boy V.
Okay.
So I transferred out there to Athens, and I stopped going to school because I started making money. And I was like, man, I don't need school.
Making money how?
All right, so
were you in the streets, or was it legit money?
Definitely wasn't legit. I actually got caught up for it.
Okay.
I was actually involved in like fraud. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. That's the thing here in Georgia.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. I got caught up and went to jail for that. It was later on though. It wasn't right when I first started, but yeah, I got caught up.
Okay.
They had 12 charges on me.
Okay.
A few of them identity theft. There was a few other charges too, but yeah, man. When they booked me and they posted the bail or whatever, well, they posted it on the website, and my homie called. He was like, "Yeah, your bail set for 100,000."
Okay.
Well, I think I called him, or I called somebody, and I ended up spoken. I don't know how it went, man. I was out of it at that point. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, absolutely. When you get booked, you like, it's like your world come to an end for a minute.
Yeah, I was like, man, just get me out of here, man.
Absolutely.
It's funny because I remember the first person I didn't even tell my mom. I didn't tell my mom at all, but she found out somehow. But I called my boy. I told him what my money was, my stash money was in my room.
Okay.
And I was like, bro, get me out of here.
Yeah.
Like, that's it. I told him who I was like, bro, get me out of here. That's all I was worried about.
Okay. And how old were you in there at this time?
At this time, this was 2018. So, nah, I'm lying. This was 2020.
Okay.
This is 2020. So at this time.
So this wasn't too long ago.
It wasn't too long ago.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. How old was I? I'm bad with numbers.
Don't even trip. How old are you now?
I'm 25 now.
You're 25,
yeah.
So you was about 23, maybe 22, 23.
Yeah.
Okay.
That sound about 22. Sound about right.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so you were booked, and what was the outcome of that? Did you end up doing time?
I did. I was only booked for 11 hours. I remember vividly. I was booked for 11 hours. They came, they brought me out.
Okay.
I remember I didn't tell my mom. So when I called my homie. I called my homie V.
Okay.
I was like, yeah, bro. I told him where the money was. I told him, I was like, man, come get me out. Next day, I get a bail right before I go to general population. I get bail. You know what I'm saying? And I walk out, and guess who I see? I see my mom.
Oh wow.
I'm like, wait, man, I see my mom. Like, how did you know? She was like, I remember what she told me. She said she called me that night, right?
Yeah.
She called me that night, and I didn't answer. She said because at this time my dad was down the street.
Okay.
So she called my dad, my real dad. She called my real dad and told him like, yeah, can you go check on him? He pulled up to my house. He seen I wasn't there. My boy View was like, yeah, he don't know where I'm at, but he did know where I'm at, but he just didn't want me to get in any more trouble, you know, like back at the crib.
Absolutely.
So my mom, I guess she started doing research, like looking at hospitals, looking at, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that.
Just trying to figure out where you at.
That's it.
No, absolutely. As a mother should. Caring mothers go always, you know, try to like, where my son at? Yeah. Something ain't right. They feel it, intuitionally. They feel it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you got booked in, then you end up getting a bail.
Right.
And my question is, because a lot of times, like, I went to juvenile hall. Mm-hmm. My mother came and got me. Then I went to CYA, which is a prison for juveniles in California. Mm-hmm. My mother couldn't come and get me then, but I ended up getting out. But each time I got out, I continued on my life of crime. Mm-hmm. And I don't want you to incriminate yourself by no means.
Right.
But was that a turning point in your life, or did you continue doing what you was doing?
Oh yeah. So I'm gonna be full transparent in the interview. So that was a turning point in my life.
Okay.
I didn't like how I felt in there. You know, like when you wake up, you think it's a dream. You wake up and you still there.
Yeah.
You know,
like
that. That's a feeling that you don't want to feel. You know, like you can't wake up, roll over, scroll on Instagram, wake up, call, go to the. You can wake up and you right there. You know what I'm saying? Where you don't want to be in.
Yeah. Cold milk and cereal, or warm milk and cereal, cold oatmeal and all of that. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's horrible. It's horrible. And so you end up eventually you got out.
Right.
That was your turning point.
Mm-hmm.
And after you got out and you realized, like, you know, this ain't for me, like, what did you do after that? Like, how did you rebound? Because, you know, you 22, 23,
right.
You gotta make an income at this point.
You got to.
You know, so, you know, what were some of the things that you did in trying to just get on track in life, you know, and, you know, financially and whatnot?
Yeah, so when I got out, I was on probation.
Absolutely.
You know, so my uncle helped me get a job right before. It was a felony too, of course. Fraud is a felony, so a lot of jobs won't hire you for that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know.
So luckily, when I got out, my uncle had got me a job right before I had hit my record.
Okay.
Completely, right before I hit my record completely.
Yes.
And then I was working there for like the whole probation sentence.
Okay.
Once that ended, I stopped.
Okay.
I stopped working there, and then me and V had started a business. We started a trucking business. So I started working with that, and then got my CDL. So that's what I'm doing right now.
Oh, that's what's up. So you got your CDLs. How long did it take you to get your CDLs?
It was supposed to take 5 weeks. It took me 3 weeks though. They let me take it early. They let me take the test early. I passed it. It was easy. You know, you go in there, you pay attention, it's easy. And it's easy money. Man, and let me commend you on that, because look, I still ain't got my CDLs. I went and I got my permit to drive trucks, but I was so used to the box trucks and getting my money box trucks a year ago, to where I was like, you know what, I need to go get my CDLs. And I went and took the first test. I got my permit, but I still ain't got my CDL. So, you know, you just probably inspired me to go ahead and get my CDL, because you're right. It is money in trucking, man. And for young men out there listening, they should know this, man. Like, that's a quick way to get money. Like trapping, you think trapping is quick money? Trucking is quick money.
But so you got your CDLs, and that's what you're doing now?
Right, that's what I'm doing right now.
Okay, and so we gonna talk about you being in the music. And it's fascinating right now to me that, you know, you're doing trucking, but you just dropped the album. So a lot of young men think like, I'm finna be a rapper, I'm finna drop an album, I'm finna be lit and do all that. But here it is, you got an album fresh out there. Tell everybody the name of your album real quick.
It's called Maybe on the Problem. Qpeso, Maybe on the Problem.
Absolutely, and you got an album, and you still trucking, man. So explain to them why you're still trucking and the process it took for you to make this album and why it's such a constant grind that people don't know about.
Man, it's a crazy grind, honestly. So what I do, I use my so I get paid right from trucking. I pay my bills first. That's the first thing I do every check. I make sure my bills are paid. You gotta have somewhere to stay. You gotta have some food on the table, man, and you gotta have, you know, a little bit of money left over. But after that, the rest of it go in the music.
Okay.
So I treat my job like a label. You know how a label give you money?
Yeah.
I treat my job like a label. So I'm working, I'm grinding. I'm working 12 hours a day. I'm working 12 hours a day.
Wow.
I work from 10, and then most of the time I get off at 10. I get off at 11. It just depends on the day, traffic and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But when that money come in, like I said, I pay my bills first, and then I get straight to the music.
So you pay your bills and you invest in yourself.
Invest in myself. That's it.
Man, that's a beautiful thing, because a lot of people don't know, like, you get more out of things when you invest in yourself.
You got to.
You know what I'm saying? Because then you get all the residuals in return, right?
Exactly.
So you pay for your studio time.
I got my own studio.
Oh wow,
I got my own studio. Like, I did the math. All right, I did the math. You can pay for studio time. I do go to the studio. Don't get it wrong. I go to the studio sometimes.
Yeah.
But most of the time, I get off work, and I got a 2-bedroom, right?
Okay.
I get off work. My other bedroom's a studio. I get off work. I go into the room. I lock myself in there, and I record.
Oh wow.
I don't gotta pay nobody nothing unless you buying the beats. I don't gotta pay nobody nothing. I know how to engineer myself. Like, I learned how to do all this by myself. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't have to go to the studio if I didn't have to.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? If I'm doing like a feature, even most of the time the features, they come to me.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. But you gotta put that time in though. It's 10,000 hours I put in to learn how to do all that stuff.
Oh wow. And
10,000 plus hours. I'm still going.
And I'm sure, like, putting in all the work, it's gonna definitely pay off. You know what I'm saying?
By God's grace.
And a lot of times, man, I like that you said God's grace, because absolutely it's God's grace. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And a lot of times people think that they can get to that quick money and, you know, they're gonna be good.
Yeah.
But quick money don't last, man.
It don't.
You know what I'm saying? It's like when you grind and you work hard for money and for income, you appreciate it more.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You respect it more. You know what I'm saying? And in the long run, that money that you didn't grind it for and worked hard for, in the long run, it's gonna come back and it's gonna be tenfold. You know what I'm saying? And it's gonna be yours for the most part, other than the taxes that you gotta pay.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be yours, man. And I commend you for that, because, you know, you got your own studio, you putting everything down yourself, and everything else is like, okay, if I need to go to another studio, all right, I'll pay them that money. But at the same time, most of the work is done in-house.
Yeah, and it's also better that way, because you know how you want your music to sound.
Absolutely.
Right? You know exactly how you want your music to sound, and if you go to a studio and they telling you like, nah, I can't make it sound like that, like what you talking about, then if you learn how to do it yourself, then where you can wake up, you feel inspired when you wake up early in the morning, 6 a.m., go to the studio. You go to sleep, you wake up at 2 a.m., you know, you come home and you just have fun. You know what I'm saying? You just have fun, partying and stuff like that. You go home, you like, man, I don't want to sleep right now. I want to go to the studio. You go right to the other room.
Right to the other room.
That's it.
Absolutely. So how long have you been in the music business?
In the music business, I would say a year. How long I've been making music?
Yeah.
Man, my whole life, pretty much.
Okay.
Pretty much. But the reason it's a difference is because, like, I just started actually respecting the business.
Oh wow.
I just started respecting the business. Before, I would make music, drop it, and leave it alone. Make music, drop it, leave it on. Don't shoot no videos, don't promote, don't do nothing. I wasn't respecting it. I was good at it, but I just wasn't respecting it. Now I respect it, because now I see, like, now I got friends that's like, they on their way up. I'm on my way up too, but they already like at this level. I'm like right here. I'm humble. I'm right here. They right here. And I see what they doing every day. They recording every day. They making videos every day. They promoting themselves every day. They doing all this every day. They working. They working. So it gave me a new view on it. You know what I'm saying? I respect it a whole lot more. You gotta respect it. If that's what you want to do, respect it. Anything you want to. It don't even gotta be music, bro. If you wanna, anything you want to do, you know what I'm saying? Just respect it, bro. You will go a whole lot further.
Absolutely. And it's always better to do something that you enjoy doing, and when you have a passion for something, that even make everything that more easier in the work. You know what I'm saying? You gotta work, but it's not really work when you enjoy it. You know what I'm saying? You grinding, but you enjoying it, and you getting pleasure out of doing it. You know what I'm saying? And man, I gotta say, man, you gonna be up there quickly, man, because I listened to the album for the last couple of days, man, and it's fire, man. I like it, man. I told you, like, this is my thing, and hit stick, you know, I'm on them two real hard, man. But you know, but outside of music, man, so Q goes to my church as well, man. The brother I interviewed last was also a member of my church. Q goes to my church as well, man. And I want to ask you a question, man, because, you know, a lot of people think, like, if you're in the church, you can't do secular music. You know what I'm saying? And I don't agree with that. And our church, which is why I love our church so much, man, Destiny Buckhead, is that, you know, the bishop don't judge us, man. You know what I'm saying? He let us be his. That's all. And he gives us the knowledge we need. He gives us the word we need, man. And he really let us, you know, do us, man. And for the most part, you know, we stay grounded. You know, I respect you. I respect the other young members of our church, Tyreek, man, V, Frost, Colin, you know what I'm saying? And I know that, man. And like I told Tyreek, man, I've been watching y'all, man, and I like how y'all move, how y'all get down, man. And it wasn't until, you know what I'm saying, you performed at our church about a month ago, man. I was like, man, he on to something, man. He got it. And for you to be versatile with it and come back and rap about the Lord, you know what I'm saying? That was big, man, because a lot of people aren't as versatile as you. You know what I'm saying? They want to just be stuck here, but you versatile enough to even like rap about the Lord, because that's what you believe. You believe in the Lord at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? And how long have you been in the church? I grew up in the church, right? I grew up in the church. I was going with my grandma every week until she stopped going. And I was too young to go by myself. You know, so she started going, I started going, and then that was that. And then I'll try to go like every once in a while. I go, but I just wasn't into it. So I started really getting into church. Sorry about that. I started really getting into church maybe like 8 months ago, to where to where I'm like, man, if I don't make it to the actual church, I'm gonna watch it online every Sunday. And that's cool. That's cool, because like at the end of the day, man, like, man, we gotta acknowledge that, you know, all things happen, you know, through God, man. And the reason why I do what I do, the work that I'm doing, and the reason why I'm coming to church, you know, when I can, is because I believe that God blessed me in a way that the average person won't even imagine, man. You know what I'm saying? Because I had 84 years. You know,
84?
I had 84 years, brother. And when Donald Trump signed that First Step Act in 2018, you know what I'm saying? God knew that I was ready, because the first thing they asked is, what have you been doing the last 8-10 years? And I was cool the last 8 or 10 years. Like, I wasn't getting no trouble. I had became real humble towards things, and I had changed my mindset and my heart. You know what I'm saying? And I was acknowledging God more, something that I wasn't doing in the past. So when the time came, God blessed me. It was God. You know what I'm saying? So
100%.
I like the fact that here it is, you're 25 years old.
Right.
You're rapping. You might be rapping about things that the old traditional church members wouldn't agree with. But this is a new age, man. This is a new age, man, to where God knows our heart.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So regardless of what we rap about, what we talk about, God knows our heart. Do we do things intentionally because we think God is going to forgive us? Absolutely not. But if we're doing something we're passionate about and it's not hurting nobody, what harm is it in that?
Man,
you know what I'm saying?
Let me tell you, so I feel like God is using me right now.
Okay.
God is using me, and let me tell you how. It's part of a plan. This is what I feel like. This is what I be thinking about. It's part of a plan. Yeah, if you listen to the project, this is what I'm rapping about. It ain't what you're gonna expect. It's crazy stuff that I'm rapping about. But it's stuff that I either seen, believe, done, or seen somebody else do.
Okay.
I was on probation for how long was I on probation for? 2.
Absolutely.
And people need to gravitate towards that. You know, that's what people want to hear, right?
Yeah.
So you're supposed to bring people to the church. You're supposed to bring people closer to God, closer to Jesus Christ.
Absolutely.
The people that need to be brought closer than ever are the people that's going to hear this and resonate. It's going to resonate with them.
Okay.
They're going to hear it. They're going to feel it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's either stuff that they did, they seen, it's something that's going to resonate with them.
Absolutely.
Later on is when I reel it in. Man, I don't even want to talk about it too crazy because I don't know 100% what God's plan is, but this is what comes to my brain when I'm making music, and that's just all I can assume. God's gonna use me to bring these people closer to Him.
Absolutely. And then when you know what I'm saying, sometimes it takes for you to deliver the message or or hide the message in for someone to get it.
Right.
Because if you just constantly preaching to people and really telling people what to do and this, that, and third, they're not going to get it. Because we are so trained, especially this generation, to just buck everything. You know what I'm saying? To just buck everything. But then when you lead by example, saying, yeah, okay, this is what I'm rapping about. This is what I seen done in the past or whatever.
Right.
But this is where I'm at now. Because at the end of the day, it's where you at now in this moment. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I was a gang member in the past. Yeah, I was a bank robber in the past. But this is where I'm at now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Walking in my purpose. You know what I'm saying? And I teach young men at the DeKalb Justice Center right now a course on anger management. The first week that I went there, they looking at me like, who the hell is this? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But as time went on and I started relating to them and speaking to them in their language and letting them know, like, look, I'm on probation just like you. I gotta do the right thing or I'll be back in prison just like you. You know what I'm saying? And my purpose is what brought me here. I don't have to be here teaching y'all about how to control your anger, how to channel your emotions and stuff. I'm here because it was destined for me to be here. It's my purpose to be here, and I'm not here to tell you what to do. However, I'm here to share with you the knowledge that I have now, because when I was your age, I didn't have this knowledge, and it caused me a lot of trouble. You know what I'm saying? A lot of years in prison, from juvenile hall all the way to federal prison. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't about what you did yesterday. It's about what you're doing today and how you can pay that message. You know what I'm saying? And I salute you because, man, you went to jail. You didn't do as long as I did. You didn't do long. However, you got it. I didn't get it when I first went to jail. When they gave me a slap on the wrist, kicked me out, sent me home to mama. I didn't get it, bro. And I wish I would have got it back then. You got it, man. And I love speaking to young men like yourself that got it the first time and didn't have to go through what I went through, man. The constant in and out of jail, man. the repeat offender and all of that. It ain't nothing cool about that. You know what I'm saying? And so your message will show that, okay, yes, I tried this, it didn't work, and I got it right. I went to college, even though I didn't graduate college, I still went to college 3 times. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Do you intend to maybe go back in the future though and finish that thing up? Have you thought about it?
I thought about it. Right now, probably not. Later on, most likely. Most likely. Later on, most likely. It's crazy. Another thing, after college, right? I tried to get my real estate license.
Okay.
Right. So I took the course. It took me 4 times to get through the course.
Okay.
4 times. I'm real persistent. You know, if I want something and it's right there, I'm gonna go get it. You know what I'm saying? So it took me 4 times to finish the course. This course is like crazy long. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy long because there's a lot of information you gotta know.
Yeah.
So 4 times I passed the class, and now I can go take the state exam. When I took the state exam, I passed first time.
Oh wow.
Right?
That's
Passed
what's
first
up.
time. You know what happened? Oh, you got felony. You on probation. Yeah, we can't give it to you right now. You gotta wait 5 years.
They did you like that?
They did me like that. It was cool. It was cool. Because I knew what I did.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I knew where I was at that point. I thought they wasn't gonna know.
Yeah.
You know, but they knew.
But
they
see,
knew.
and that's what I don't like really about this country is that they always look to your past, man, and they use your past against you a lot.
Yeah.
And it ain't cool because by them denying you your real estate license, they just hindered you. And if you was a person that wasn't willing to knock on other doors,
right,
that could have led you back into the streets committing more crimes.
Yeah, it could.
You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't make no sense where you got a person who did their time, was sanctioned or, you know what I'm saying, penalized for what they did in their past. Why continue holding their past against them? You know what I'm saying? When the goal supposedly be you want everybody to succeed. The American way, how the American life, this, that, and the third.
Yeah.
So how do you deny him after he passed his test, did everything he was supposed to do, but you bring up his past to say, no, we're not going to give you a real estate license? That's bullshit to me.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to tell you a story. So since my case was so old, my case happened in 95. Right? Every job I applied for since I've been out, I got. Ironically, a job that I had got was a security guard job. And I think I mentioned this before, but I feel it's necessary to mention it again because had they knew my past history, I wouldn't have got that job. But I ended up being the best damn security guard that the Gucci store had off the 400. I was the best.
Right.
And when I resigned and told them I was going into trucking, they literally begged me to stay. And I got calls 3-4 months later asking me to come back because I performed my job well, an ex-bank robber.
Right.
So I get upset when they use our past against us, man.
Yeah.
As if we're not capable of change. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Let us prove whether or not we're changed, man, by giving us that opportunity.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's another thing that I'm advocating for, you know, change, that people are capable of changing. I know firsthand because I changed. You know what I'm saying? I changed. So I hate that happened to you, but I enjoy the fact that you're still resilient enough to say, you know what, you don't want to let me in this lane, I'm gonna go this route. I'm gonna get my trucker's license. I'm gonna get my CDLs. So you showing that, you know what, I'm not gonna let y'all stop me. And a lot of times people will let that stop them and end up going back to a life of crime, bro.
Man.
So I commend you for that.
Yeah.
You know, I definitely commend you for that. So you got this new album, man. When did you drop this album?
Last Friday.
Last Friday, man.
Yeah.
And once again, man, this thing is fire, man. So just tell me about some of the tracks. You mentioned Proper. At the end of Proper, you made mention about your father.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Any other tracks that's close to you that you felt like, you know what I'm saying, I had to put this on the album because of this?
Well, let me talk about Proper real quick again, because Proper, it ain't just about my dad.
Okay.
There's a bar in there you'll hear it when you go listen to it, but it's not just about my dad. It's about, I'm talking about 4 different people in that song.
Okay.
I'm talking about my girl.
Okay.
Which I commend her because, you know, she hear what I rap about.
Yeah.
It ain't all love and dandelions. It's crazy stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's on my mind, you know, so I gotta get it out. You gotta be creative. You gotta, if you don't go talk to a therapist, go make music.
Wow.
If you don't go talk to a therapist, go make music, man.
Let me stop you for 1 minute.
All right.
I think talking to a therapist has been so taboo, especially in the black community. Are you for it or against it as a young man, 25 years old?
First, I say talk to God. Talk to God first. Talk to God first.
Yes.
Just try to talk to God first. That's
Okay.
it. But overall, I'm for it though. You know, like just talk to somebody. You know what I'm saying? Like just pray. If you don't pray, then you know, talk to somebody. You don't even gotta be a therapist. Talk to your friend, your homie. Talk to yourself. You know, write down in a notebook.
Okay.
Just get those thoughts off your mind because you don't want it weighing down on you.
Absolutely.
Man, after I get done making a song something that's been bothering me, like with the song Proper, like this stuff been bothering me for a minute. I get it on, I get in the studio, I put it down, and it's gone.
Okay.
You know, it's gone. Like,
okay, so that's kind of music. Would it be fair to say that music is your therapy?
100%.
Wow. Okay.
100%, and it's crazy.
And so back to Proper. It's 4 people you're talking about in this song.
My girl, my dad, my uncle, and one of my homies.
Okay.
One of my homies. This is what happened. I'm real cool. I'm a real chill person, right?
Okay.
Real chill. So when people want to come record, I barely charge them.
Okay.
If you my homie and I like you, I don't charge you. Even if you just my homie. If you my homie, then I gotta like you. But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like I don't charge you. I don't charge none of my brothers or nothing like that.
Okay.
I let 2 of my brothers, who I called brothers at the time, come to my spot, record for free. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm hospitality 100% because you know you come to my crib and I want to make sure you comfortable. Yeah. Especially if you about to lay some track down, like lay a track down. So
absolutely.
They come to my crib, you know, we talking, we chatting it up, and they leave. It's all good, you know what I'm saying? When they leave, we still homies. A day later, I'm scrolling on Instagram, and this kind of paid, but I'm scrolling on Instagram, and I see my girl posted a picture. My lady who I've been with for 4 years, she posted a picture. And I see my homie, he like her picture, so I'm like, okay, cool. So I go to her page and I see he like a lot of her pictures.
Oh wow.
And you was just at my crib, so you like a lot of her pictures. So I was like, so I asked her, like, you know this dude? She was like, nah. I was like, you follow him? She was like, nah. I was like, he follow you? Nah. How you find her? So it was just, it
so
was
that's
crazy.
Breaking the bro code, right?
Yeah.
I feel you on that. You don't supposed to be liking your homeboys, girls, pictures like that. You know what I'm saying?
Not like that. So
not as many.
Yeah. So it's different. Like yeah, you can go like her picture, but bro, you don't follow her. You don't even know her. You never had a conversation with her. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like, and we talked about her. We talked about it when he was there. I remember it vividly. We talked about it when he was there. He was like, I don't know. We just talked about it, but
okay.
Yeah, it was just wild to me because like, man, I show you respect. I respect everybody.
Yeah.
I'm a very respectful young man. I respect everybody, old, young.
Yeah.
You get respect from me. You respect me, I respect you. Even if you don't respect me, I still respect you until you take it to that point. But yeah, man, it was.
So you talked about it in Proper.
Right.
All right, and so your uncle was another person you talked about in Proper.
Yeah, man.
So was Proper is really like a song just venting on people who you feel wronged you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I never explained it that way, but since you just said that, that's 100%.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's what's up, man. And what other tracks should we look for, man? That you feel like, man, y'all need to check it. I know you want everybody to check the whole album out.
For real, yeah, the whole.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I was saying. But what's another song that's dear to you on that album?
Ice on My Pendant.
You know
Ice on
what?
My Pendant.
I like that song too.
Yeah.
That was one of the first songs I would listen to. I was like, oh, I'm vibing to this. But then when I heard that hit stick,
Yeah.
and then Like This, I was like, all right, I'm gonna put that one to my third song.
Right.
But these two is the joints, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, so what's the deal with
Ice on My Pendant?
Absolutely.
I'm talking about my brother.
Okay.
In the verse, I'm talking about my brother towards the end of the verse, cause man, like, all right, so the project is called Maybe I'm the Problem, because in the whole project I'm talking about, you know, people that did me wrong, but in the end result, maybe I could be the problem. Like, why are you doing me wrong? Why is everybody doing me wrong? Maybe I'm the issue. So let me try to figure out what's going on. That's why I named it that.
Wow, I like that.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
That.
Like if everybody doing you wrong, it must be something going on.
Wrong with you.
So maybe I'm the problem, but maybe not. So Ice on My Pendant, right?
Yes.
I'm talking about my brother, and man, I love him dearly. I grew up with him. He not my real brother.
Okay.
But he might as well be. Blood won't make us no closer, even to this day.
Yeah.
Even after the song, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So I'm talking about him, and man, he basically abandoned me, man. Abandoned me when I needed him most.
Okay.
And it just keep getting worse. Like the other day, he abandoned me even more. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, wow.
Let me go into detail. So we was working on the album.
Okay.
And he was my engineer.
Yeah.
And man, he was telling me, so he was teaching me stories. Like he was trying, but then he just disappeared on me.
Okay.
Like halfway through the album, he just left me. You know, and it's like, damn.
Like
shit.
really? We in the middle of an album.
In the middle.
And you just gonna go ghost.
In the middle, and then it's like I post the project. You know, well, before he wasn't even posting my music, I'm like, damn, bro, what I do to you?
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, damn, what I do to you? And I can't even think of nothing that I did. It was like, I don't know, maybe he was holding a grudge for something, but I can't think of nothing that I did to him to make him wanna treat me like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, it hurt me a bit. So I had to make a song about it. So the other day, like I said, like he abandoned me even more.
Yeah.
I got a mic. I got a microphone, right? I told you I got my own studio in the crib, so I got a microphone. It ain't the best microphone, but it'll get the job done.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Maybe like 2 or 3 of the songs were recorded on that microphone from the project. But he came in and he got me a new one. It was his, but he left it at my crib for like 5 months, right?
Okay.
Good mic, good setup, good everything.
Yeah.
It's his mic, so I can't really be mad at him, but he hasn't made a song in a year and a half, 2 years. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's not worried about the music. He wanted me to focus on the music, so that's why he left the mic, his equipment there.
Yeah.
And he left the mic at my crib, you know, 5 months, and I was using the mic. I was just getting used to it. I was working it, you know what I'm saying, making the music that y'all hearing today. And the other day, he shoot me a text like, hey, I'm about to come pick my mic up.
Oh, wow.
I'm like, man. I wasn't mad. Like I said, I wasn't mad. I was just like, man, I bet. Shit.
Yeah.
I'll drop my location.
Absolutely. And you know, even though it's petty, but you show the bigger person when you don't get mad at that petty stuff,
right,
man. And you said one key thing, and let's get back to your album title, because a lot of people, when they going through stuff constantly with a person after person after person, they don't ask themselves, maybe it's me. Because sometimes it just may be you.
It might be.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Not all the times, but sometimes it just may be you. And that's very important for people to ask themselves that question. Because if you do, and it is you, then you can alleviate a lot of drama and a lot of problems at the end. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, so another thing I want to ask you about, man, and Tyreek mentioned this on the interview, the investment group y'all got.
Yeah.
Are you a part of that 5, man?
I'm a part of the 5, man. Them my brothers.
I like that. I like that, man. And I commend y'all brothers from, you know what I'm saying, putting in the pot, whatever y'all put in the pot every week to invest, man. And that's going to take y'all a long way, man. I believe in y'all brothers, man. I love and respect y'all brothers, man.
Yeah.
And, man, keep doing what you're doing. And before we wrap this up, I want to ask you a question, man. You know I'm about, ain't nobody perfect.
Right.
But each day, you gotta strive to be the best version of yourself as you possibly can.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So we're on my podcast, The Imperfect Gentleman. Is it safe to say that you are an imperfect gentleman?
100%.
Man, I appreciate
Imperfect.
you coming on, man, and blessing me.
Yes, sir.
And man, it's a pleasure, man.
Yes, sir.
And y'all go get this album, man. Tell them the name of the album again.
Maybe I'm the problem.
Maybe I'm the problem.
Qpeso, maybe I'm the problem.
Qpeso. Thank y'all for joining us, man. We appreciate y'all riding out with us tonight, this evening, man. Until next time.
Easy.